When Andrade El Idolo first walked into All Elite Wrestling (AEW) in 2021, the excitement was palpable. Fans who had followed his journey in WWE knew him as an immensely talented performer, someone who combined technical wrestling with charisma, athleticism, and undeniable star power. His signing with AEW was seen as a new chapter, one that could potentially give him the creative freedom he was missing in WWE. But as years passed, the narrative shifted. Instead of being the breakout main eventer many expected, Andrade's AEW career became a roller coaster, filled with flashes of brilliance, backstage controversies, injuries, and questionable booking decisions. Today, fans are left wondering, was Andrade El Idolo actually worse off in AEW? The answer isn't simple, it's complicated. From WWE's mismanagement to AEW's big opportunity. Before his AEW debut, Andrade was one of the most underutilized talents in WWE. Despite his success in NXT, where he had a legendary run as NXT champion and memorable matches with the likes of Johnny Gargano, his main roster push fizzled. Creative had no long-term plans for him, and he was often left out of major storylines. So when Andrade requested his release in 2021, fans celebrated. His move to AEW was viewed as a career rebirth. The company marketed itself as a land of opportunity, a place where wrestlers could thrive without being held back by scripted promos or erratic booking. For Andrade, this was supposed to be the perfect stage. The debut, A Star is Born Again. Andrade's AEW debut on an episode of Dynamite was impactful. Introduced by Vicky Guerrero, his arrival was met with cheers and anticipation. AEW hyped him up as one of the hottest free agents in wrestling, and fans were eager to see him face top names like Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and, Hangman, Adam Page. However, after the initial hype, things started to get tricky. While Andrade had high-profile matches, his booking often felt inconsistent. He wasn't consistently presented as a main event star. Instead, he floated between mid-card feuds, random tag matches, and managerial experiments. The faction experiment, Andrade Family Office. One of AEW's biggest missteps with Andrade was pairing him with the Hardy Family Office, later renamed the Andrade Family Office. While factions can elevate talent, this particular storyline felt forced. Andrade's charisma was overshadowed by chaotic booking, too many members, and comedy-driven segments that didn't match his serious, intense persona. Fans quickly realized that Andrade, who could have been positioned as a top singles competitor, was stuck in a faction that had no real direction. While Andrade tried to make it work, this period did little to enhance his reputation. Rivalries that showed his potential. Despite questionable booking, Andrade did have standout moments. His matches against Pac were some of the most memorable in AEW. Their bouts were showcases of athleticism, storytelling, and technical brilliance. Similarly, Andrade's involvement in high-profile multi-man matches, including clashes with the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, reminded fans of his immense talent. But these flashes of brilliance were too few and far between. Instead of building momentum, Andrade often disappeared from television for weeks at a time, making it difficult for fans to fully invest in him. The backstage drama, a double-edged sword. Andrade's AEW journey wasn't just about what happened in the ring. Backstage drama also played a significant role. Reports surfaced of tension between Andrade and other AEW talent, most notably Sammy Guevara. Their altercation reportedly led to Andrade being sent home from AEW programming for a period of time. While backstage, fights aren't new to wrestling, Andrade's issues became part of a larger narrative, AEW struggling to manage its locker room. For Andrade, it meant more time away from television and fewer opportunities to showcase his skills. Injuries and unfortunate timing. Another factor that derailed Andrade's momentum was injury. Wrestling is a physically demanding profession, and Andrade wasn't immune. He missed significant time due to surgery, which stalled any ongoing storylines and forced AEW to reshuffle plans. Unfortunately, in wrestling, timing is everything. Every time Andrade seemed on the verge of a push, injuries or outside controversies pulled him away from the spotlight. Comparing AEW to WWE, better or worse? This is where the conversation gets complicated. On one hand, Andrade in AEW had more freedom. He wasn't shackled by WWE's scripted promos or constant creative rewrites. His matches had more time, and his in-ring ability was showcased more often than in WWE's main roster run. On the other hand, AEW never fully capitalized on him. Unlike WWE, where Andrade was clearly underutilized, AEW presented him as a star at times but failed to follow through with consistent booking. While WWE wasted his potential, AEW teased greatness but never fully delivered. So, was he worse off? In WWE, he was invisible. In AEW, he was visible, but inconsistent. Fan reactions. Disappointment versus loyalty. Wrestling fans are passionate, and Andrade has always had a loyal fanbase. Many continue to believe he's one of the most underrated talents of his generation. Social media often buzzed with frustration at how AEW booked him, with fans demanding he be given a main event storyline. Yet, despite the disappointments, Andrade's fanbase never abandoned him. His matches still drew reactions, and fans hoped for a turning point in his AEW career. Andrade's future. Lessons learned. As of today, Andrade's wrestling future remains a hot topic. Whether he stays in AEW, returns to WWE, or explores other promotions, one thing is clear: Andrade has unfinished business. If AEW learns from its past mistakes, Andrade could still become a cornerstone of the company. He has everything it takes to be a top star: the look, the skills, and the charisma. What he needs is consistent storytelling and trust from creative. For WWE, bringing Andrade back could be a redemption arc, especially with Triple H in charge of creative. Under his leadership, talents like Andrade who thrived in NXT might get another chance to shine.